Hi, my name is Moshe Kindler, and I'm the publisher of The Jewish Link.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Kratz. I'm editor of The Jewish Link.
And you're on the Jewish Link Pitch Meeting podcast.
All right, so welcome to the Jewish Link Pitch Meeting. I'm so excited today to welcome three longtime contributors to the Jewish Link Kids pages. It's kind of a Kids Link takeover of the Jewish Link Pitch Meeting. We're thrilled to have Shayna B down here at the end. Gavriella Newman in the middle.
What's up?
And Hannah Kratz, who may or may not be my own daughter, who is our Kids Link Superfan of the Month writer. And I can't remember if I said Gavriella Newman is our word search writer, and Shayna B is our Kids Link advice columnist and kind of a cult figure among the Jewish Link readership. And
She's real.
she is real. Yes.
She exists.
Yes, I think Gavriella, the presence of Gavriella and Hannah next to Shayna B kind of proves beyond the shadow of a doubt that Shayna B is real.
Yeah, I'm real, guys.
Amazing. And so we wanted to go around the room first, and I don't know who should start. Maybe, I think our longest serving Kids Link columnist is Gavriella, so we'll start in the middle. And I just want to know, I think, how long you have been doing your work for the Jewish Link, describe the work a little bit, and maybe share a little bit of the experiences you've gotten in terms of feedback, or if it's just your grandmother who says I love it, or if it's other people too.
Yeah, well, no, a lot of people say they've seen it before. I went over to someone's house on Shabbos, and they're like, I did the whole thing in under 10 minutes. It's a new record for me. And I'm like, oh, wow, great. And I'm so happy to see people actually doing it. Mm-hmm. I think I've been doing it since second grade.
Really?
8 years old.
So you created a word search when you were in second grade, and that was four-ish years ago? 4 years ago, so... Yeah, 8 years old. Wow. And I have noticed they've gotten more complicated and difficult to do, but still not too hard, all ages, right?
I know. I try to make more and more complicated every time I do it.
Great. And you only do it for Yom Tovim, right? Mm-hmm. And since I was explaining before we started recording that this is a pitch meeting, if you have other ideas for your column, or whether you would ever like to expand it to other kinds of holidays, maybe national holidays, July 4th, or maybe
I think newspaper.
It is a Jewish newspaper. That's true. Thank you. But we celebrate July 4th. We're Americans, right?
Just because there's no school or camp.
Right.
Unless you're watching this from Israel, then.
True. And I know you did miss one recently because you had a bat mitzvah around the time of the Yom Tov. Mm-hmm. Was that right?
Yeah.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
When was that, Pesach?
No. Yeah, I think so. I didn't do Pesach.
Right. So we missed you, but that's a really good excuse. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So Shayna B, do you want to move, or do you want to? We'll come back to you. And how about Shayna B? Do you want to talk about your column and how it started and how long it's been going on?
I started my advice column when I was 7 or 8, but Gavriella's older than me, so.
Okay.
I thought we're in the same
So this was 4 or 5 years
yeah,
ago. Okay.
something like that. It was the summertime, and in the summer I didn't have any school, so I was and it was August, so I was done with camp. So I wanted something to do that would keep me functioning brain-wise. And I came up with an advice column, and it has actually really taken off. People do email me. For anybody who asks me, does anybody actually email you? Yes, they do.
Did they email
So cool.
What?
at the start before?
I mean, nobody knew about it, so but yeah, it started taking off pretty fast, actually. I was surprised. I mean, it was a good advice columnist, but.
So what kind of questions, do you just get every kind of questions? Do you answer every question you get?
Well, I try to answer any question I get, but some of them are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten repeatedly questions about, I can't sleep, what should I do?
Oh,
or
interesting.
My best friend moved away.
Aww.
All those questions.
Those are really beautiful questions, though, and they're really coming to you as a leader. That's amazing.
Have you gotten any ones that are jokes? Like,
Yeah, like pranks.
Like, are you real?
no.
No, actually, nobody's asked me if I was real or not. But
That's like the number one question we get about your column. Is Shayna B real?
well,
Yeah, everyone I know asks that.
And we know you because Hannah and you were in a grade together earlier on in your lives. Maybe you even went to preschool together, I think. So I know you're real.
yeah, I have never actually been asked if I'm real because I was.
Because you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
can
guess I
ask
wouldn't ask
Shayna
you
B if
directly.
she's real. If she's
Did you guys watch Sesame Street? And Sesame Street's a little out of fashion, maybe. But when I was a kid, there was this imaginary character called Snuffleupagus. Did you ever see this? It's like Big Bird's friend who was like a very large elephant or something. Do you remember this? And then later they said it was dangerous for people to think that imaginary friends were fake or imaginary, like maybe it was real. So they made Snuffleupagus real. But that obviously is not relevant to this situation. Yes, my brother also had a friend who we thought was imaginary for a number of years until we actually met him. It was really funny. Yeah. So Hannah, why don't you now talk about your column, just about when it started, what it is, maybe describe it, and how it started.
Oh, we were at Shabbos lunch, and our friend Moshe Middleman from across the street said he was a super fan of the Jewish Link, and you said, hey, we can make a Kids Link column on that, and I said, I want to write it.
Was it my idea? I didn't realize it was my idea, but you said you're going to write it. I thought it was your idea.
Might have been, I forgotten, it was a while ago.
Right. So yeah, just to dispel any rumor that is or is not true, Hannah and I actually are related to each other. Hannah is my daughter. And we were at the same Shabbat table when this happened.
we're breaking a lot of
Because we live in the same house. Yeah, a lot of breaking a lot of
rumors.
a lot of myths and rumors. No innuendo.
So
Figure-
because the email goes to you first.
Yes. So right, so that's interesting.
Spam emails.
Right. So Shayna gets your own. You get your own email, and you've got that from early on. Like maybe your mom helped you set up your email, or your dad.
It was cool.
Right. So you got your own email when you were like 8, and you started to get emails.
The Daily Snooze.
Right. So, but so far, Hannah's just gotten like emails through us. So I didn't know. And Gavriella, you haven't even taken requests yet, I guess, huh? Okay. But we'll see. We'll see what else we can do.
Made me one for the Daily Snooze.
Right. Yeah. During the lockdown, Hannah also wrote a weekly or semi-weekly newspaper called the Daily Snoozy. But it was so amazing. But then it was like a lot of work because she had to write all the articles, get all the pictures, and create everything. And yeah, so it was like a pandemic project that ended up like petering out.
20 papers.
But
That's
you
so
guys
cool.
you guys all kind of made it through the pandemic with like you were all in like 3rd or 4th grade during the pandemic. Is that right?
Yeah.
It started the day after Purim, the day after
Yeah.
Shushan Purim. I mean,
Right.
People
was
are
our
like,
first
my
lockdown.
mom's getting hand sanitizer, and I'm like, why?
Right. Hand sanitizer turned into like an important thing.
Yeah.
Did that change anything that you guys did it change your experience with the Jewish Link in
Well,
any way?
yeah.
Really? Okay.
I had a lot of questions. Like, I'm bored during the pandemic. What should I do?
Right.
Oh, no.
So what were some of your suggestions? Where do you get your advice that you give? Do you ever have to look things up? Oh, no.
Yeah.
From the mind of Shayna B.
do you
Very
make
cool.
up the names or do they come with the names?
Oh yeah, the names. Like the names that are signed at the
They're
end.
Well,
like
they like to be
lonely
creative.
lady.
Sometimes they make up their own names.
Like
Sometimes they
lonely
don't.
lady
Dear
or something like that.
And they're like so long, they're just like, dear MMMMMM.
Yeah.
This is what you should do.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll shorten their names. Like, I'll do the first letter.
Or like elephant cat lady or something like that.
Yeah, but never really.
Never really an elephant cat lady.
Yeah.
Well, if there's ever an elephant cat lady, you know who it is.
When I started, Osher really wanted to be interviewed, so he made a fake email.
Who's Osher?
My brother.
Right. So yes, that's a funny little vignette that Gavriella and Shayna B will actually probably enjoy. We do get sometimes people who like write anonymous emails to the Jewish Link, but most of the time they're not my son.
If it's Bobbington and it says, I like cheese, you kind of know who it is.
Right.
He didn't even mention the article because he sent it to everyone in the office.
Yeah, so sometimes we get a little bit silly, but most of the time it's grown-ups and stuff like that who are writing letters to the editor and things like that. But we have gotten a lot of great feedback about your columns. Yes, Hannah?
This is a Kids Takeover. Why can't we interview you?
Okay, you could, yeah, sure. So let me ask you guys one more question, and then you guys can ask me questions, okay? So I would say the most important question I want to hear from you guys as representatives of the kids who read the Jewish Link. What do you like about the Jewish Link? What do you like about specifically the Kids Link sections? Like, do you like the memes? Do you like the new cartoons? Anything that you would like to see improved? Anything that you really would not to take out, but like maybe focus on less in the whole paper? All your feedback. You want to go first, Shayna?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Honestly, I really like the memes of the week, and I like like everything in the Kids Link. And like they have a food and wine link. They should have like a little magazine dedicated to the kids.
We do have a food and wine magazine. It's 3 times a year.
She's been making so many hibiscus
We have summer food and drink. It just came out.
I saw it.
Did you get it? We don't have a copy of it in the room, but we do have a food and wine magazine, a food and drink magazine. And this summer drink it had nothing to do with wine or drinks or like alcoholic drinks. It's safe for kids, completely fine. It's a hibiscus tea with honey and lemon.
She's making pictures of it.
I made a lot of it because I kept testing the recipe, and like I was like, what's missing? Something's missing, and what turned out to be missing was a cinnamon stick, which is interesting. Yeah. So what I was doing it basically, in a former life, this is just a little about me. I went to a kosher culinary school in Brooklyn, and I studied cooking and baking, and now I'm studying wine, and I literally take tests about wine. I know. That's why, because there's a lot of wine in our magazine, and like there's ways to keep always learning academically. And getting different certifications and getting better at things. So that's something that I'm always interested in.
Something that I missed, there used to be someone who put in recipes for the Jewish Link, and I like
that was cool.
Those.
What kind of recipes did you like? We should.
I know. I didn't really like test out a lot.
The kids' recipes, you mean? Is that what you're talking about? Serena Ross. Yes. Yeah, she got busy. Like I think she went to 7th grade maybe, and 7th grade. So you guys are all in 6th grade, right? So did you have? So we still need your answers about your favorite parts of the Kids Link. But when you get older, it's possible, just so you know, that you might have other priorities.
I have people who can take over.
Gavriella's like, no, I'm in forever.
Once I hire you as my intern.
Blenader, we love your columns, but it's true that some columnists end up saying like, listen, I have other priorities now. Like maybe when you go to high school or whatever, we would switch you to whenever you are whenever you have time to contribute, as opposed to like weekly. Like Shayna B, you're weekly. That's like a big pressure, right? You have to like, by Sunday nights, gotta be done, right?
Well, yours, they
you
can be
have it like once a month,
get
and
half of the paragraph to be in there.
No, I like to do it all at once.
Oh.
Wasn't there like one time where like Shayna B is busy?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was the one time.
There was one time.
A few weeks ago.
I don't know what it was, but have you had your bar mitzvah yet? I forgot.
Well, my brother's bar mitzvah happened.
Maybe one of those weeks you were real busy.
Shayna B was busy.
So, we had to put, people were like, where's Shayna B? So we had to put like a little be back next week sign, like a closed for the holiday at a store. So Gavriella, you were going to say favorite parts of the link, and then Hannah too?
Yeah.
Other than Serena Ross, of course. Kids cooking. That was good.
With the parsha also.
Oh, yeah, okay, write that down.
With parsha.
I like the comic books. I like that a lot.
Okay.
And this week I like literally studied like the whole thing.
That's the Miller and the Book of Curses?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that too.
Miller Brown in the Book of Curses.
Miller Brown, okay.
That
Great.
one's funny. I wish like you can like on like if you can find like on a website like all the other ones before that, so I can like read it up until then.
Mm-hmm. You're right. That's a really good suggestion, actually, because I feel like the only way to do that is to look in the flip doc of the paper, because I don't know if the Miller Book of Curses goes online in the same way as your articles. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I like the memes,
The memes.
the
good.
cufflinks.
The cufflinks, right? That's new this year, and it goes in the kids column, the kids area, because we think like it's fun, but it's not it's not written by a kid, which is interesting.
This year,
It's written by a
Cheese
adult
this time.
person, an
It's a little
author.
easier to
It was
Right.
really Parsha cufflinks.
Right?
It
He's
was-
like it's cheese. You kind of know.
Your thing that is the only thing that's weekly. Ours are monthly or Jewish monthly.
Shayna B is weekly though.
Mine's
Yeah.
Jewish monthly.
Right. Okay, Hannah, what's your favorite part of the Jewish Link?
Or just something that you could improve in it. So
Okay.
the comics, in my opinion, need more comedy. Remember my Bob the Coffee Mug comics and
Yes.
my Darren the Doorknob?
Okay, so are you offering to write a comic?
No.
Okay.
But someone should add a Bob the Coffee Mug.
Comics need to be more comical, right?
They're like so. Yeah, it's so
It's not a
weird.
comic.
Right. I feel like we get, in the memes, I feel like we get 1 to 2 laugh out loud memes every single week. Oh, yeah?
The Babe Ruth
Oh yeah,
one.
can you expand on the memes, because
Yes,
I want to
can there
get
be
more
more
of them.
memes?
More,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Except
just so
we
you
asked that
know,
too.
we did start with half a page
Yeah,
of memes,
I know.
and now it is a
I
whole
realized
page.
that. I
Yeah,
realized
zip-
that.
zip-
Good job.
like
We need
my
10 pages
class.
now.
10 pages of memes suggestion. And just so you know, Hannah Fisher, who's behind the camera today, you don't any YouTube viewers won't see her, but Hannah is the compiler of the memes, and she's really good at it. And the Babe Ruth one was funny.
Mommy says it's really hard to.
Oh, okay. Another columnist of ours. He's a food writer, and he writes about a couple other things too, like.
So we can like send in whatever we want.
Yeah, if you see a funny meme or even make a funny meme, you can send it to Hannah, and I think her email address is in the paper on the memes page. Hannah is the whole paper's digital editor, meaning she manages all of the digital content that our paper puts out. Cool, huh? Got some applause there. Okay, Hannah, did you have anything else before we turn it over to you guys to ask me the questions?
Okay. Oh, I have a question.
Okay,
Can we get ice cream?
like right now. So you did get hot cocoa in your mugs, right? And you got, the Jewish Link swag notebook.
I
and a
totally
pen.
did doodle on that.
Yeah, I'll give you another one before you leave if you need it. I use these as reporters' notebooks because in the olden days, before I had my recording on my phone, I have a quick voice recording app. I used to have to write everything down super fast, but in the olden days, I also had a tape recorder. Which was super inconvenient, by the way. I know. It was really inconvenient. And these annoying little tapes. It was just so annoying. And then you'd lose them and be like, where's that tape that I had the one interview on that I really need?
Can I say
Okay.
a suggestion?
Suggestion. Mhm.
I was recently thinking of something I can do to my word searches to make them a little more fun.
Okay.
Even though they are still fun.
Even though they're pretty fun already.
Maybe once or twice or certain times, maybe not every time, but I can have an email and people can take a picture of all of them circling all the things, and there can be a raffle or something,
Oh yeah,
and
we get
someone
free
can
great idea.
sponsor it,
like those.
and
weird
then
chicken
someone
gift
can win
cards.
something.
That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
Chickies, something like
Okay.
that.
Those art contests.
All right,
give those
so
chicky-
maybe one of our advertisers will listen to this and offer to be a sponsor.
Oh,
It'll be
Please.
very
do
exciting.
something with World of Goodies then.
Oh, World of
Candy,
Goodies.
yeah,
Candy. We
candy,
need candy.
please, World of Goodies. We're
Yeah,
begging
You
you.
heard it
like
here
candy.
first, guys. World of Goodies.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, or any ice.
That is the cutest thing. That's oh my god.
I
You
like
guys
ice
are
cream on
adorable.
Grand.
Oh yeah.
I went there yesterday.
Okay.
I went there yesterday.
They're a
I haven't
beloved
been there.
advertiser of ours.
I haven't
Yes.
even been there because
Oh, the Cookie Monster.
I want to
Yeah.
get chocolate.
Another
ice cream
Sesame
since
Street
chocolate-
reference. Okay. All right. So that's an awesome suggestion that you guys want to have an element of like raffles or fun things in the Kids Link for people to
Can I be the person who says
participate.
who wins, like in the deep voice?
No.
I want to do that.
And also, are there any other digital elements other like I know you guys mostly read the Jewish Link on Shabbos, but like maybe when it isn't Shabbos, how could people interact also when it's not Shabbos? Like I know you get a lot of emails, Shayna, and Hannah's gotten some. You get 2 a month, 2 requests a month, 3
Kids,
months.
a lot of kids don't actually read the whole column.
Right, they
Mine
just look at
is-
the picture.
Because the words are too much. Someone told me.
Too many words.
I judge books like
Make
that.
the words rainbow.
Interesting.
Rainbow words.
Rainbow words.
I want rainbow words.
I have
Okay.
a lot of
We
ideas.
can think about
big
that.
words.
A rubber duck.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
My dad had this really funny
and an
idea.
evil
right.
unicorn.
Okay, Gavriella, your dad had an idea.
If I put my initials in my word searches, and if someone finds it, they can email me, and I'll put their initials in it the next time.
Wow. Okay, so is your I seem to remember your father might be a software engineer or a programmer. So have you ever heard there's this term, but I don't know what the Jewish term would be, but when you hide something in a program for people to find, it's called an Easter egg. Have you ever heard that? So I don't know what the Jewish term would be. Like maybe it's like the Pesach egg or like the Seder egg. The Afikomen! The Afikomen egg. But it's something like that. Like you could have people looking for
Why does it have to be an egg?
certain things inside your word searches, and you could maybe give a clue beforehand. That would be exciting.
Like I recently started putting in the Jewish link for words also.
Okay, very cool.
I'll be the first.
All right. So I'm ready for your questions. You want to interview me? Who wants to have the first question?
She has a lot of
All right, Hannah.
Okay. So, will you actually get us ice cream?
Okay. All right. How about a question from Gavriella or Shayna about the Jewish Link?
How long have you been working for the Jewish link?
Oh, that's a
don't
great
know.
question. I've been working for the Jewish Link for 9 years, since a little after maybe 6 or 8 months after the Jewish Link started. And I started just like you guys as a freelance writer. And I basically contacted, we just had our 10th anniversary. And 10. See, it's not here. It's on the cover of the paper. Right. That's our 10th anniversary logo. You want to hold it up, Gavriella, for the camera?
10.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody draw that like from they had the
Right. So we had a contest for
I wanted
kids to draw a logo for the 10th anniversary.
I
That
wanted
was
to
really
make
cool.
it
But I
like
thought they're
the
chosen
what's it called, Disney World, like instead of but 10 Jewish link.
Right. So we used to have Jewish Link NJ somewhere in the title. I think it's gone now. The N in the inside the NK, but now we're also distributed in Manhattan and Connecticut. Do you guys ever get feedback from those places? Like different from further afield, from Teaneck and Bergenfield?
Glazers from like Connecticut.
Yeah, Harry Glazer. He's from Highland Park,
Okay.
which is in New Jersey. But
When
yes.
I was at what's that ice cream store again? Ice cream on Grand yesterday. They had the Jewish link, and so I flipped to my page and I
means we
put it
have
on,
to go.
and I was like kept it open to.
You're like, here it is for the next reader.
If ice cream on Grand is Jewish link friendly, I think we should buy from them.
Yeah, we should obviously go there
They
right
have
now.
the Jewish link there.
They do have the Jewish Link. They
Obviously,
totally.
it's like a college.
Yeah, Syed, who's the owner of Ice Cream on Grand, is a very good fan of the
We can
Jewish Link.
advertise them.
He does advertise in our paper.
We can
no,
advertise
The
them.
opening
did.
hours,
Yeah, no,
the,
we're
advertising.
the holiday hours. They always give out a free cone when the first
Oh
day
yeah,
they
for
open.
the dog. For the dog, they said this week.
Free
dogs
water?
get a free cone today.
Wait, where's
guys?
the dogs?
If you're a dog, you get a free cone.
So, listen.
I don't have a dog.
Bring your
Jewish
friend's
Link.
dog.
Jewish Link kids readers are also,
We're pro ice
promoting
cream.
our advertisers and also going,
Promoting it right now.
That's exciting. Okay. All right. Last questions. Anyone else? Shayna, you got a question for the editor of the Jewish Link or any interest?
Yes.
Okay.
So, do you only edit specific articles, or do you look over? There's another editor. I have an editor.
Mm-hmm. Jill?
Yeah.
Michal? Jill. So
Jill,
does she get in touch with you if she'll be like, are you going to turn in your article? Or
She'll be like,
your article's
yeah, she
super
was
late.
deadline.
Right.
But you said you're an editor. Do you do exactly what she does, just with somebody else's article?
That's a
or
great question. Thank you so much for asking such a wonderful, incisive question. The answer is yes. We have different jobs, but we also do some of the same jobs. So, for example, Jill her title is the senior editor, and she also functions as the assignment editor, which is she comes after you if your column is late, or she sends you an email in advance if there's an early deadline, which there is sometimes, right? Because remember,
Shavuot.
So not just me.
Shavuot, it's everybody. Yeah. It's everybody, and that's pretty much Jill's job to be she keeps a list of all the deadlines and who's turned in their articles and who hasn't. And especially for the weekly columnists like you, we have a space set aside for your column. We know how long it is usually, and we know what page it's going on. So basically, it's sitting there waiting for you. And if it doesn't come, we can't have a blank spot. Maybe that one time, which is why we needed to make a graphic because we had nothing to put there. If it becomes a problem. And hang on, Hannah. And then the other jobs are that we do look over the whole paper as it gets populated with all the content and all the advertisements on Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. And basically by around 9 p.m. on Wednesday evening, the paper's done and we send it to press.
Yeah, so you always tell me you have to send it in before this or else it doesn't get in.
Correct.
Actually, there was one time I didn't realize I had to do it so soon, and I did it, and I never got in. It never got in because.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes. We send it to press. The paper gets printed in Long Island City, and then it takes about 1 day for it to be printed. The whole print run, which is 15,000 copies, and then they go to a truck, and the truck comes here, and then it goes to other places as well to be distributed. So it really takes from Wednesday night when we go to press until Friday morning when everything
Do you get it
gets
before
here.
everybody else does, or?
So if you happen to know where the secret Jewish Link office is, which most people do not know, the address, it does get delivered outside our office at about 4 p.m. on Thursday afternoon. And some people do know that and can take a copy on Thursday afternoon. But sometimes it's also late because they have traffic, and there's always kinds of things that life sometimes just interferes with our publication dates and things like that. But for the most part, my job is to also ask people what their ideas are. That's another job of an editor. And that's why our pitch meeting happens. We have pitch meetings all the time. We're always looking for different ideas and how to make our paper better and how to help serve our community better. Because the Jewish Link is a community newspaper. It's not we're not out for justice or trying to advocate for a lot of different causes or whatever. Really what we're trying to do is entertain and educate the community and be supportive of all of the Jewish community and institutions that are in of all of our readerships. So it's not just Teaneck, it's not just Bergenfield, it's all over.
And also, so you said you went to culinary school.
I did.
So you have 2 jobs?
No, so I don't work as a chef or cook except in my house, really. I'm also a mom. That's my other job. So I'm a mom to 3 children. Hannah and her sister Zippy are twins, and they're in 6th grade, and they go to Moriah. And Asher is in 4th grade, and he also goes to Moriah. And that's my other job. So I work here during the week, and then with them afternoons, evenings, and weekends. It's my other job. They're much more tough bosses, frankly, than than Moshe Kinderlayer. Like, you know, Zippy, Hannah, and Asha are pretty tough, but they're also smart, and they're doing their thing.
I found
And
I could take that.
the other thing, Shayna B, I do get to, because we do have food content, and we have 3 food magazines, summer, fall, and pre-Pesach, which is a wine guide. I do get a chance to use my creativity with food writing and wine writing.
Can like anybody send in to the wine like thingy?
We were in the
It's like
last one
$1,000 to get an ad on it. I was like looking. It was like $2,000 for like half a page.
Right, so the magazine lasts a little longer, so it's more expensive to advertise. Nice, well spotted, Gavriella. It's true, it lasts a little longer, and the wine guide is also like we have rankings, so meaning everybody who has a kosher wine, like a winery or a company, they send in things for us to taste or review, or not just wine, it's also food, oil and vinegar. We had Della Rosa 613 sent us a big box of all of their oils and vinegars for cooking, and we've written stories about that. And so we get samples, and we do some cooking.
Donuts. One time there was a donut thing for it.
Oh,
Yes, you made me so hungry.
That's right. In fact, I think that was Hannah's idea. We had a donut taste test, right?
My brother got to eat it, but
Sufgani
I
out.
didn't. I
Right.
had to go to school.
Yeah, dude, like we brought in all these different donuts, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. So there were some very beautiful donuts that
And
were like
we weren't
very
even
creative.
allowed to
around
see
it.
it. Asha
All right,
got to
so
eat them, but we
I
had to
think
go
we're.
to school.
I think we maybe have time for one last question from all of you, or one last comment. Hannah, would you like to make a comment? Okay.
So Moshe, your boss,
Mm-hmm.
Moshe, said I can have your old cubicle.
Right. So columnists in our paper tend to, if they need a spot for like an afternoon to write their column, and they're like, hey, can I come in and write my column? But really, you write your column at home, as I would imagine Gavriella and Shayna. Do you guys have offices in your house in addition to
Sort of, yeah.
My desk. My
you have
bedroom.
you have a bedroom desk? But you have like a setup, a
I
situation.
prefer to think of it as just an at-home desk, not bedroom.
Right. Oh, okay. It's
At
like your
home
office.
office.
It's your office.
Yes.
Okay. So do you happen to sleep in the same place as your office, or is that coincident? Or you can.
It's cool. Entirely coincidental.
Okay. Got it. Very cool.
But
Okay.
I'm gonna take
So
over the office and you're-
basically, anytime a Jewish Link columnist says, hey, I need a space to write my article, they usually bring their own laptop, though we do have some computers here for people to borrow. But usually people come into the Jewish Link offices just to visit or say hi or get a cup of coffee or a hot cocoa. And most of the people who work here are actually not the writers, but really the editors or the publisher or the salespeople.
I have a comment and a question.
Okay, a comment and a question. Last
First of
comment,
all,
question.
I found the free cone page.
Okay.
Memorial Day weekend free cone for old dogs. Mom, why do you need a dog?
Is it an ice cream cone for
See,
dogs?
I keep
No, it's like
telling
a
you
free
we need a
cone.
We have to get a dog.
I think it's like an actual cone.
Okay, so that's your comment. And what's your question?
The original thing was Jewish Link NJ
Correct.
in New Jersey, but now it's like at so many other places, so it doesn't really make sense to keep that again.
Right. I think that we did drop the NJ at some point, but like as you may see, sometimes I don't know if it's in this one. This is like our new logo, but some of our logos exist on other products with New Jersey on it, and then it's vintage. It's collectible. So it makes it like super valuable. Right? Like so sometimes like if you have an old logo, you'll be like, whoa, this is not made anymore. And like your coffee mug is probably our new logo, if you see, or your hot cocoa mug in this case.
Coffee.
But
It's coffee.
yeah, it's coffee.
Morning Joe.
Right. So that's why like we have old logos and the logos then become retired. But I think we even had a page on our 10th anniversary issue of like what all of our logos looked like, because people like that.
Old ones, like
yeah.
the
Like the first one was Jewish Link of Bergen County. So I think Shayna B, you might have started when it was Jewish Link of Bergen County, and now you're like
it's
distributed in Manhattan. Like, it's big. Connecticut.
And also,
Stanford,
like,
Connecticut.
sometimes in Florida.
Right, Florida during
Or,
the
like,
Yom
maybe-
Tovim and the
yeah.
and the
Actually?
winter. Yeah,
There's a
and
cruise.
Pesach programs.
I'm worldwide.
You're worldwide. You're
I'm worldwide.
pretty much global. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's at the Pesach program.
So-
We went last
Okay. Any last other comments? Shayna B, do you want to have a chance to? Do you have any wide words? Do you have any advice for the Jewish Link?
Yeah,
Can you
advice.
provide some wise
Hire me
words
as
for
your
us?
boss, and you can all be my interns.
My wise words are expand the memes and the Jewish Link Kids of the
Wise
Week because I
words.
really like to read that.
The kids of the week, the sports star of the week.
Yeah,
and
I
that
actually
kind of-
really like to read those.
Okay.
My sister might be the Jewish Link Sports Star of the Week, actually.
Congratulations.
Amazing. Okay. Well, make sure whoever is nominating her sends an email ASAP to sports@jewishlink.news. What kind of sports does she play?
She plays baseball.
Baseball.
A lot of sports. A lot of different ones. You'll see in her article.
Okay.
Read it.
Stay tuned. We don't want to ruin anything. All right. Any last comments or thoughts? You guys have jam-packed this episode with like all kinds of information. We're going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. We're going to make sure we implement as many recommendations as we can. And we ask all the kids who are listening to this, right, to provide feedback, and we always want to make the Jewish Link Kids Link better, and so please let us know, right? And you can let these three awesome columnists know, and if anyone wants to also contribute to the Jewish Link, send us an email. We love to hear from you. All right, you wanna wave us out? Bye, everybody.
Bye. Yeah.
Thanks for being with us on the Jewish Link Pitch Meeting podcast. If you would like to participate or be in touch with us in any way, please email us at editor@jewishlink.news and follow us and find our podcast wherever you find podcasts.